In today's episode, we have a nickel hunt for you guys. I went to 3 different cities and picked up a variety of nickel rolls. Some of them are looking really interesting. I've never seen these kind of wrappers before, so I'm really hoping maybe we can find something good. We can find something interesting in there. Before I do start tearing into these rolls, I'd really appreciate if you all would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. And then what do you say? I start busting into these bad boys. Before I start this hunt off, I just wanted to show you guys the coin wrappers for a couple of these nickel rolls because I've never encountered wrappers like this before and they look pretty interesting. So let me know what you guys think. Take a look at these right here. I'm pretty sure that these are coming from a laundromat or something like that, something that regularly deals with nickel rolls or nickels of their own, but pretty interesting to see the color there, and it actually says Canadian nickels. So I'm probably going to start off with these 2 rolls. If I find anything good, I will tune you guys in. Hopefully, maybe in this hunt, we can find some George heads, some 12 edgers, maybe some 2000 Ps, some 1991s, 1970s, and anything else interesting. So the only way we can find out is if we start looking. We didn't find anything in those interesting looking rolls, but we are at roll number 3 and we got our first 12 edger, and we can already see what the date is here. We got ourselves a 1962 young head. So roll number 3, and we're already off to a great start. Hopefully this is a sign of good things to come. Well, we're somewhere about 10 rolls down, and we just pulled our very first rounded edge young head. Surprising considering these are pretty common, but still nice to find these. I'm going to check this under the microscope and see if it has any extra waterline variation, because you can definitely check the 64s for that. And if it has anything, I'll tune you guys in. If not, then I'll keep chugging along. We are somewhere around roll 15 now, and we just pulled this out of a paper roll. A very beautiful sight. I thought I'd do the honor of sharing with you guys what this might be. Let's see here. Oh, it's a young head, so what year is it going to be? 54. Nice. Well, there's something good so far to start this off. This might be a chromer. I'm not too sure, but pretty nice luster still on there. Still in pretty good shape. The rim's a little dark on there, so I spotted it pretty easy, but this hunt is off to a pretty good start. We still got way more than $100 to go. Just found ourselves another young head. Getting to the end of these clear rolls. I'm trying to get them all out of the way because they're very annoying. What year is this? Another 64. I checked that other one. No extra waterline. I'll do the same for this one. Opening up one of these last clear rolls, we just noticed a 12 edger. So let's pull it out and see what we are going to have. Another young head 12 edge. But what's the date going to be? Come on, something old. 61. Just going through that last same clear roll, we just found another rounded young head. What year? 64. So, as per usual, throw it under the scope, see if we got a water line, which almost always they never do. I mean, I haven't had one yet, and I have checked hundreds of these things, so. Oh my, guys, I was starting to get a little worried, but look what we just found. And it isn't even a 12 edge, so that means it's going to be before the year 1943. Let's see what we got here. It's an absolutely great shape, too. Look at this. Oh my. So let's hope for something before 1940 would be great. 42. So these are pretty common, but we got ourselves a World War II nickel. We're on the board. I love finding anything related to the World War II history. So a Georgie. Very, very nice. Awesome. We're a little bit past the halfway mark. I'm surprised we haven't found one of these yet, but we just pulled our very first 2000 P. We've been finding tons of 2000 no Ps, so pretty nice to be able to get one of these. One of my favorite low mintage finds here in Canada when hunting nickels, minted just under 5 million. And you can usually tell them pretty easily. They have a lot more of a reflective shine finish because they are plated with multiply steel. Look what we just found, another 12 edge young head. So let's see what date this one's going to be. Hopefully something before 1960. Or it's going to be in 1960. But hey, at least it's not a 61 or 62. Well, yeah, I was hoping one of these might be tucked away somewhere in one of these rolls, but we just found a great low mintage find right here, the 1970, which is one of the three main key dates of the Canadian nickels. So, very nice. It's in good shape too, especially the bust there. Well, doing the edge check, I noticed here we got ourselves yet another 12 edger, so figure I would pull it out. Young head. What year is it going to be? 1960. Just finishing off that last roll, and we just found our first foreign find of this hunt. I was starting to get curious that there weren't any in all of these rolls, but we found quite a few of these. It's a pretty beautiful design. It is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, 2016. Geez, I'm going to have all the years for the Bahamas soon if I keep going at this rate. Well, the good stuff just keeps coming. We just pulled ourselves the 1967 bunny nickel. These are usually in pretty good shape when you find them. I could tell when I saw the bust on there, the obverse, that it was most likely going to be this right here. So very nice, a great find. Well, I have concluded this hunt. I found a few more 64 young heads, nothing too crazy to write home about. But before I start breaking down these finds of the hunt, I would really appreciate if you guys would once again hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more videos just like this. And then let's show you what I found during this nickel hunt. So right here, we got a decent, nice little stack of 1964 rounded edge young heads. I'm pretty sure we got 5 or 6 of these, and I made sure to check them all for the extra watermark, and none of them are looking promising whatsoever. So if they were, I would definitely tune you in for that, but I still keep them anyways because they only made the rounded edge young heads for 2 years, so I still like them. Here we have the two low mint finds of this hunt, the 1970 and the 2000p. And even though a few times I have gotten lucky and found a few of these in my hunts, I went quite a while without finding a single 1970. So this would have been a great find on its own. All this other stuff is just a bonus. I can't ever talk enough about these 2000Ps. They're definitely one of the lost hidden treasures of Canadian coin roll hunting with such a low mintage, and the fact that they're almost 20 years old now. They're very hard to find. They're usually very beautiful. Sometimes they'll have a little bit of damage, but if they're in good shape, you never know. Eventually they might be worth a pretty penny if you send them off to get graded. We have that 1967 rabbit nickel. The foreign find of this hunt that we have found quite a few times here before hunting nickels, the 5 cent from the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We got ourselves a nice little hat trick of consecutive years here, a 1960, 2 of them actually, a 1961 and a 1962 young head. Let's get into the older stuff, the major finds of this hunt. Well, here we have it, the 2 finds of this hunt. This wasn't the greatest one we've ever had, but this was still a really good one. I'm really happy with these finds right here. We got ourselves a Georgie, and we got ourselves what looks to be a Cromer 12-edged Elizabeth head. So first I'll show you the young head here. So I am pretty sure when you compare the color and the reflectiveness and stuff of this, that it's a Cromer. Usually they're a little bit more beat and worn than this, but I think this one might be in pretty good shape. There also might possibly be a near and far leaf variation to look for. I will definitely have to refer to my book for that one, but a very good find on its own. A nice pre-60 young head is always good and can always help validate a hunt. And then we got this bad boy right here. I would have loved to have gotten a tomback or something like that, but this is still a World War II Georgie. It's not even a 12-edger. It's a round rim, and those were only for a few years. 5 years, I believe, they had these rounded edge George heads. So this was a really great hunt. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely did.
In today's episode, we have a nickel hunt for you guys. Now, I went to a few different bank branches and picked up quite the smorgasbord of nickels here today. Now we have a bit of an assortment between these paper wrap, customer wrap rolls and these clear ones. I really hate these clear ones. They really suck for putting the coins back into the roll. But the good thing about these clear rolls is you can check the inside, and for nickels, you can see if you have any 12 edgers. And I did actually see a few 12 edgers in there when I checked all of the clear rolls. So that is definitely good. We got a few inners in this hunt. We do also have an interesting looking foreign coin right there on the end. It's a little hard to see. Let's see if I can get a little closer for you here. I'm not too sure, but it looks like it's bronze colored, probably from Europe. I'll probably save that until a little bit towards the end of the hunt. That way we have something to look forward to at least. But we have a whole lot of nickels to hunt here today. We're going to be looking for anything rare, low mintage, anything before the year 1964 we are going to hold on to. Other than that, we're looking for George heads. We're looking for 12 edgers. We're looking for 2000 Ps, 1970s, 1991 specimens, proofs. A whole lot of good stuff to look for when it comes to Canadian nickels. But before I can start tearing into this big old pile we have to hunt here today, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. If you guys would like to check out my coin roll mats, they will be down in the links below. Other than that, what do you say we get this big old hunt started, guys? Let this hunt begin. All right, guys, so I'm about 11 rolls in. So the first thing to inform you guys of is it looks like we might have some search rolls here. Now, this was the first bundle that I started off with, and all the rolls in this bundle have this R marking on it. Now, if this was you, let me know down in the comments. That would be very funny if I could find the person that searched these, but there was nothing in the first 5 rolls out of this bundle. I am going to search these, but I'm going to save them for the very end just because it's not very fun to look through search rolls, and I have a feeling there's not going to be much in there. Now, that being said, I have started one of the other bundles. I'm a few rolls in, and we just found something very nice, guys. Let me get a little bit closer here for you. Now, this right here is going to be our very first Georgie of this hunt, guys, and this is going to be an awesome Georgie to find because this is a 1937 George head. So it is not a 12 edger. It is actually a first year. Beautiful. I am so glad to finally find a George head in a nickel hunt. I have been very dry the last couple hunts. I found a sterling silver proof in my last hunt, which is awesome. But honestly, when I'm looking through nickels, I really like to find the old stuff. And what a way to start her off. The 1937 dot. All the 1937s have a dot. It is not a rare variety or anything like that. And it's pretty beat up, pretty old, but a great way to start this hunt. We are on the board. Something else pretty interesting that I found is this right here as well. It looks like someone took a vise to this thing or something, but it's got some interesting little handmade marks on it. Almost looks like a toonie on the outside, but I am about 99% sure this is not mint air. This is post mint damage, but pretty cool nonetheless. Whoever decided to do this, I don't know why you did it, but you know what? I'm going to hold on to it anyways. Why not? But we got a Georgie. We are on the board. Let's keep her going and see if we can continue this luck. Alrighty, guys, I have made some serious progress in this hunt. We only have about 3.5 bundles left to go. I made sure to save the bundle with the cool foreign ender for last. That way we have something to look forward to besides that Georgia we found. I've also found a few other cool nickels in here. We got a few 2000 Ps, a few 1964s, some air coins to check out under the scope, but I will tune you in at the end with the final tally of all of those. But what I'm tuning you in for right now is we have our first 12 edge young head. So it's looking pretty shiny and lustrous. I'm really hoping it's going to be before the year 1960, but I figured I would flip her over and find out with you guys together. 1956. Beauty. So this isn't quite a key date, but it is still pretty lustrous and definitely one of the harder to find young heads. I'm not going to manhandle it too much because it's still in pretty decent shape, but very nice. I'm always on the hunt for the 12 edgers that are pre-60, and this one right here, 4 years earlier, got some nice luster, a great addition to the board to go with the Georgie that we found. So this hunt is going all right. I've hunted quite a bit of rolls so far. I think I'm about 60 plus rolls deep. So this has been quite the undertaking, but I'm hoping maybe there will be some more fruits in those clear rolls. I did see a few 12 edge enders in there, but I'm going to continue on with this roll, throw this up to the board up there, and keep this hunt going along. Alrighty, so I just opened a paper roll up and I can see a 12 edger in there. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it up because one of my hands is holding the camera here, but we'll see if we can make our way down the line and find it. It should stick out like a sore thumb. Just want to make sure I don't miss any of those 1970s or 1991s or anything like that. Come on, where you at, 12 edger? Come on, be something good. Oh, there we go. It's a young head in very rough shape, and it looks like a chrome young head. So I'm going to guess it is a 53 or 54. Let's flip her over. And would you look at that, 1953. So the 1953 has a few different variations. It has a near leaf and far leaf, I believe, as well as a shoulder fold and no shoulder fold. So if I can, I will look this under the microscope, give you guys a breakdown at the end of the video on which of the variations this is. But another good early date young head to find. Actually, I believe this is the first year of young head. So not in the greatest shape, but a nice chromer. I'll throw her up here, on the board and keep going along. Alrighty, guys, we got 11 rolls left to go. Still got this whole bundle right here with that foreign ender. But I noticed in this roll right here that we have a 12 edge inner. It's a little dark and dirty, so it's kind of hard to see. But I'm going to pull her out and see what we got. That way I don't have to dig through it. Here, let's actually see if it's going to be a young head. So let's hope for something before the year 1960. 1954. Now this is actually going to be a key date. I have it here on my mat, minted at 6,998,662. This might be one of the better finds so far of this hunt. This is a key date right here, not in bad condition. I'm not sure if this year has chrome on it, but it seems like it has some sort of chrome plating, kind of similar wear and finish to when you find the chrome coins. But of all of the 12 edgers I found so far, this is one of the better ones. A nice low mint key date find. I'm going to throw up there, finish these last couple rolls I got off. Hopefully there's some more treasures lying within. Then if not, I will wrap this up for you guys. But let's see what else we got. All right, just one roll down, starting off the first roll of that last bundle, and we have ourselves an inner that I did not even notice, and it's probably going to be a foreign coin from the looks of it. I'll see if I can pull it out, but it has some sort of weird reeded edge that I don't know if I've ever seen before. Oh, my, no way. I think this is African. It's a little hard to see, but 1 rand. Very interesting. I really like the design on there. I've never actually found one of these before, so this is a really cool find. I like whatever that animal is. I think it's an antelope or a deer or gazelle or something like that, but an awesome foreign coin to top this hunt off. I know there's going to be one foreign ender at the very end of this hunt for that roll I'm saving for last, but this is really cool. Very interesting reeded edges. I did see a date on the back here, 2007. And I'm not too sure what that says right there. The writing is awfully small, but I do believe it is African. So a very cool coin to find. I shall add it to the board and finish this roll off. All right, so we have made it here to the last roll with that foreign ender that I was talking about. Now, I've tried taking a bit of a look at it. It's a little hard to see, but it's kind of like a brown, bronzy color. Maybe we got ourselves some kind of ancient Greek coin. There's only one way to find out, so let's open this roll up and pull her out and see what we can see. Now, I am not too sure at all what that writing says. It's some sort of either Russian or Arabic or something like that, but definitely have not found whatever this is. I have not found one of these before. Might be Czech Republic. It looks like Czech Republic or maybe Croatia, but kind of a cool insignia on there. I don't know if I've ever seen one of these before, but if I can pull up any information on this, I will definitely leave it on the screen for you guys. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this roll off, and then I shall wrap this hunt up for you guys. Alrighty, guys, I have concluded this hunt. Before I start wrapping up all of these finds, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. And then without further ado, what do you say we start breaking down some of these finds? So first we have that strange coin that somebody decided to put in a vice grip or take some serious metal razor blades to or something, but looks kind of interesting. I'm going to hold on to it. I don't think it's any kind of error or anything like that, but if you guys have any information or any theories on what might have happened to this coin, leave them on down in the comments for me. We found a little stack of 1964s. We got 5 there. I made sure to check them all for the extra water line, and they came up nothing nada, just some plain 1964 young heads. We got ourselves 2000Ps. Now, I've mentioned it many times in the past, but the 2000P is one of the key dates for Canadian coins. It is minted at 4,899,000. So, in terms of the post 1970 coins, it is one of the lower mintage, actually even lower than the 1991. So, one you should definitely keep your eyes out for. And I found 2 of them in this hunt, both in pretty good condition. We got ourselves 2 foreign coins in this hunt. We got ourselves that 1 rand, which is super cool. I've never come across one of these in any of my hunts. It has either a gazelle or an antelope or some what looks like an African animal on there. I tried to decipher some of the text, but from what I can tell, it says something about Africa. But if you guys have any information, I would appreciate it very much. We got ourselves this interesting coin, which I believe is either from Serbia or the Czech Republic. It isn't too old. It's from the 2000s, as far as I can reckon. And I have not encountered one of these, so always nice to add a little foreign coin to our collection. And then what do you say I show you some of the finds of this hunt? So we did pretty good with the 12-edge young heads today. We got 1953, 1954, and 1956. Now, none of these have any errors or varieties that I'm super aware of. The 1953 does have the near leaf and the shoulder fold, but this one is in such bad condition that the value would be highly affected if it did have any of those attributions, which I do not believe it does have. But still nice to find these old young heads. The 1954 is a key date. I mentioned it was minted right around 7 million, so fairly low, not even as low as the 2000P, which is pretty crazy, but it's in good shape. It's a nice 12-edge young head. I will take it. And then the find of this hunt, guys, we found ourselves a Georgie, a nice George VI, 1937. The first year for the George VI nickel. It has that dot on there, just like all the other 1937s, but you know, nickels are starting to dry up a bit. I don't know if you guys agree, but they are being hunted religiously by other coin roll hunters. They're one of the most accessible denominations. So in my area, they are being hunted to death, and I am not finding a whole lot in the way of old nickels. But I'm happy I was able to save this George VI from circulation. Happy I was able to find a couple nice young heads, but man, these nickels have been rough for me lately. Hopefully I have a little bit more luck in the future, but if you guys want to let me know what your favorite find was down in the comments, I would really appreciate it.
In today's episode, we have a very special nickel hunt for you guys. Now, I went to a few banks and picked up a couple of nickel boxes, so I'm very excited to be bringing you guys a couple of really awesome hunts over the next couple days and weeks. But this one right here is looking very special. And the reason I'm saying that is because we got these rolls right here. Now, not just the fact that the rolls look very old, but also the fact that these rolls have dates written on them. Now, some of the dates that I noticed were 1960, 1961, 1962, and 1964. So we're also going to be able to check some of these for variations under the microscope. I'm really hoping in some of these rolls, which I also saw marked with some dates, we're going to be able to find some good stuff as well. Maybe some George heads, something maybe a little older than that. Before I do start tearing into this, I'd really appreciate it if y'all would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and like to see more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. And then what do you say I start busting into this, guys? Because, man, I have been excited for this one. So roll number 1, and I'm noticing that just about every single one of these rolls has a date written on it. And this one right here, even though it's not one of those vintage looking rolls, has 1984. And when I looked inside, they are all 1969s, which is a little odd, but even more odd at the end, there's a 1962. 12 edger young head hidden in there. So we have already struck our first 12 edger, and I don't even know if it was supposed to be in that roll, but this is going to be a very interesting one, guys. So strap in. There could be some very good stuff in here. I'm really hoping some George V, but I have a feeling there might be some very, very nice nickels in here. Very interesting. I'm about 4 rolls down now, and I saw this roll right here, so I thought I might get lucky, but it turns out this entire roll is full of 1945 to 2005 centennials, so nothing interesting in there. And then this roll right here, when it said 1867 and 1992, I got a little excited as well, but this is just full of the double dates, 1992 double dates, so nothing interesting. But on roll number 4, this 2006 roll, I noticed that it was a diadem on the one end, so when I checked it, we got ourselves a whole lot of octagons here, guys. Well, 12 edges, but I still like to call them octagons on occasion. But man, look at all of these 1962 12 edgers. My God. So I'm going to be able to check each and every one of these under my microscope for doubling. If I find anything, I will tune you guys in at the end. But man, we have just increased our 1962 collection by tenfold. So let's keep going and hope maybe there's something a little more interesting. But even still, this hunt is off to a great start. This is one of the most epic collection dumps I've probably ever found so far. One roll down. This one's marked up 1998, but these don't look like 1998s to me. They look like a whole lot of 12 edge young heads, and they're all 1962. So we are finding just a massive dump of 62s here, which is good because 62 is a year that has a doubling variation. So I'm probably just going to keep stacking these up. If I do find anything interesting other than a 62, I'll definitely tune you guys in. But man, this is just an epic dump of 12 edge nickels we are finding here. One of the best I've ever found. So I'm hoping every one of these rolls will have something like this in it. And if it does, oh boy. Well, it may not be a roll full of 12 edges, but it'll still be nice to see if it is what it says it is, that full roll of the young heads coming out here. So let's see if it is. Oh, yeah. And these are all rounded, so I'm guessing they're all 64. So right now, I'm going to check these all under the scope, see if we got any extra water line, which I am guessing we do not. But man, to be able to stack this many all at once, oh my God. More roll down, and we found ourselves another 1964 roll. So let's see. Are these all going to be young head 64s once again? Oh my Lord. Oh my. Look at all of these. So I'm going to check all of these ones. I checked that last roll, didn't see a single water line, but I'm going to throw all these under the scope as well and see if maybe we got that water line, because that'll be worth a pretty penny. Next roll, look at this, another 64 roll. Let's see. So I think this is roll number 8 of this bundle. Whoop. We actually had one 1965 in that last roll. So I guess that probably didn't belong in there. I made sure to check every single one. No water line, or I would have tuned you guys in. So I'll do the same with this roll right here. Right here, I have roll 28 and 29 of this box, and it's becoming pretty clear to me that this guy's just dumping a lot of the stuff that he doesn't want anymore. We have some really strange marked rolls in here, like 2006s, 2001s and stuff, so I'm pretty sure he might have been a U.S. collector, because a lot of them are marked Canadian on them. But right here, we have two pretty interesting rolls. So first, I'll start with this 1967. I'm really hoping that it is what it says it is, because if this is a whole roll of bunny nickels, that will be a very nice treat that we do not find very often here anymore, and I would love to be able to get a full roll of these. So let's see. Oh, looking very shiny. Looking very shiny. Oh, look at that, guys. We got ourselves, let's slap this down so we can get a better look at these bunnies. Oh, look at all of these. We got ourselves a full litter here, guys. A full roll of 1967 rabbit nickels.
So even if we don't find any Georges, this is still an amazing dump to find. We're finding tons of rolls of 64s and 65. So I'm actually not going to tune in for every single one of them that I find, but I will make sure to check every single one of them under the scope because there's so many that we might get lucky. But we've heard people say they've checked hundreds and thousands of these things and no one's found a single one. So let's see if that 1961 roll is what it says it is as well. So hopefully we see a whole lot of sided edges here. Oop. Try to open this thing. Rip it a little bit there. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well. All right, let's see. Doesn't want to come out. Probably because hopefully they're sided. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you like to see here. A whole roll of 1961. So, ooh, that's a nice dirty one right there. So maybe we got a couple in good shape in here, but regardless, this guy's done all the work for us in finding these sided edges. Very nice. Well, guys, we just got our very first foreign find of this hunt. It was a Jefferson nickel. This entire roll right here was actually Jefferson nickels, even though it was marked 1867 to 1992. It didn't have a single Canadian in it. But our very first U.S. keeper is going to be a 1957. So we usually don't keep any Jeffersons unless they are pre-60, so not too shabby. I think I might have found a few of these before, but I will definitely keep this to add to my Jefferson collection. But hopefully there'll be something else interesting like this, or maybe something a little older. I'm praying, but if not, I'm still a very happy hunter. Roll 39, and would you look at this? We got ourselves another 1961 roll. So let's open it up here and see if we're going to have an entire roll once again of edges. And oh my, we are indeed. That is a whole lot of 12 edge nickels. So let's slap that down, take a look at some of these. Make sure we all got 1961s here. Just some of these rolls have had some stuff in them that it didn't necessarily claim. But these are all looking like 1961 young heads, so not bad. We are looking good. Well, I have concluded this hunt. I decided to save these 3 rolls for last in that last bundle. You know, most of the hunts I go through, I'll tune you guys in for each good coin find as I find it, but this hunt is a little different. I'm tuning you guys in for every good roll find that I get here. So we found ourselves a 1960 roll, a 1961 roll, and a 1962 roll. So as I talk here, I will show you a bit of an overlay of me opening each of these to show you the glory that is those 12-sided edges on each of these. But a totally awesome hunt. Even though we didn't get any Georges or anything a little bit older, we did get to fill out some of our and stack up some of our early date 60 nickels. So I love being able to find 12 edge nickels in my hunts. It's usually, even if I can find 5 or 10 1960 to 1962 12 edges, it'll make up for a hunt. So to be able to find huge, massive dumps like this of these full rolls is absolutely amazing. I've never quite seen anything like this before. I have found a few rolls of a dump before that were 1960 to 1965, but never to this scale. This was definitely a fun experience for me. So what do you say I start showing you some of the massive piles of these different date rolls that we accumulated today? But before I do that, I would really appreciate if you all would hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more videos just like this, and then let's do it. These are all rolls of 1965 that we managed to pull. As you can see here, some of them are a little tattered and falling apart, so some of them I did replace with my own rolls, but I'm going to check every single one of these for the detached bead variation as soon as I'm done showing you all of these different rolls that I accumulated. And if I do find anything interesting, whether it be for 65, 64, or the 62, I will definitely tune you in at the end. But if not, then I'll just wrap it up after this. But these are all 65s. We got 5 rolls of them, which means that is quite a few to check. I'm going to have quite the job to do after this, checking these all for the variations, but it is well worth it, because if you can find it, it is definitely worth a pretty penny. Each and every single one of these rolls before you is a 1964 young head. So we managed to pull ourselves $12
in face value of young heads in this hunt. We didn't have to pay anything extra for it, so that's pretty incredible. But man, have we got our work cut out for us to find this extra waterline. We are going to be checking hundreds of nickels tonight for variations, so who knows? I have a feeling this guy probably already checked them, and if he found anything good, he kept it, and that's why he's getting rid of all of these. But I am still going to do my due diligence and make sure we don't have anything in there. But quite a few young heads we've accumulated in this hunt. Found ourselves one full roll of 1963 young heads, 3 full rolls of 1961 12-edge Elizabeths. And these are going to be the oldest Canadian nickels that we managed to pull today. A full roll of 1960 12-edge young heads. Can't forget about that U.S. find of the hunt, this 1957 Jefferson nickel. And this right here is what, in my opinion, is definitely the find of this hunt. A full roll of 1967 Centennial Canadian rabbit nickels. These things are getting far and few between these days. Very hard to find in the wild and hunts. And they're almost always in good shape too. So, one of these might be, or several of them might be in pretty much uncirculated condition. I could never get enough of these. I still haven't to this day accumulated a full roll of them from hunting. So to be able to get this full roll right now, this guy saved me a whole lot of work, and I'll be very glad to add this to my collection now. I don't believe there's any variations to look for in this, but still, this was an awesome hunt. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's very nice when you get a collection dump. I was hoping we might get lucky today and there might be a full roll of those Georges in there. But, that's just the way she goes sometimes. We still got very lucky. I consider this a win for sure.
In today's episode, we have a big old nickel hunt for you guys. Now, I went to a few different bank branches and picked up quite the smorgasbord of nickels. I have $100 here in this box. I actually have $80 in loose rolls off of camera, but I went to a few different banks to pick all of these up, and we have quite the assortment of rolls in here. We got a couple clear rolls, mostly paper rolls, but I do have something pretty interesting to report. Now, upon close inspection of all of the enders, I actually managed to see this bad boy right here. Now, it's a little tricky for you guys to see, but this is actually, I believe, a 1939. So I believe we already have ourselves a Georgie ender. I made sure to turn this one over. That way you guys could see before I started this hunt off. But I also checked some of the other rolls, and we have a 1991 ender. I'm not too sure where it is. I kind of lost track of it when I was loading all these rolls up, but it is somewhere amongst this big old mass of Canadian nickel rolls. But today we're going to be looking for 1970s, 1991s, 2000Ps, anything before the year 1964s. We're going to be looking for errors, but especially for George VI. Maybe we can get really lucky today and score a George V. It's been a little while. I'd say we are just about due for one. But before I can start tearing into this box and start opening these rolls up, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you have not and you'd like to see more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. And then, guys, without further ado, what do you say I start this big old hunt off with a bang? I think I'm going to start off with the loose rolls, and then I will get into this box, save that ender for last, because you always got to save what's best for last. But enough stalling. Let's get into it, guys. Let this hunt begin. Alrighty, guys, I'm about halfway through the loose bundles. Then I'm going to start getting into this box. So far, I haven't found anything too crazy. I found about 3 dimes. Some of them are stuck to the nickels with some kind of sticky, tacky substance. Kind of gross, but I'm going to try my best to separate those, because if I can, it means I will get a little profit from this hunt. Always nice when you get some dimes in your rolls and you don't actually get shorted. I got 1 dime there that isn't stuck, and we actually found 1 American penny. I'm pretty sure this is a 1983, so it is not a weedy, nothing too special, so that is going to technically be a 4-cent loss for us. But this actually is not what I'm tuning you in for. I'm tuning you in for what is going to be our first decent find of this hunt, and it is going to be a 1970, and that is a nice 1970 right there, in pretty good shape. This is one of the key dates for Canadian nickels, as well as most of the denominations, but the mintage for the nickels is 5,700,026, and It's a very low mintage, very hard to find. This one's in very good shape. Very nice looking reverse on that. I like the look of the beaver. I don't know if this is proof like or it's just in a good shape, but definitely a great way to start this hunt off. This is the kind of stuff that I'm looking for show, but a nice little add to the board over here. And then I'm going to keep going through and see if maybe we can find some more goodies. Alrighty, guys, I've made some pretty serious progress here. I'm just about to tear into the last bundle of loose rolls before I get into this box, but we just found ourselves something pretty good here. I have found myself one 12-edger. It's going to be a 1962, and I also found myself my very first 2021, and I'm not too sure if I ever kept a single 2020 to throw into my book, so I'm going to keep both of those to throw into my nickel book, but let me show you what we just found here, because this is going to be a pretty decent find. We just found our first 1967 bunny nickels. So these are getting pretty uncommon. I would say I find maybe one, if I'm lucky, two per nickel hunt now. So this is going to be the first one. Pretty interesting thing to note. Just as I started the first roll of that bundle off, it seems like every single one of the nickels in this bundle are going to be US nickels. So that's actually pretty sweet. I'm going to go through and see if there's anything pre-1964. Maybe there's any estimates or anything cool or interesting in here. Also, I guess 2009s are a good nickel to look for. I doubt there will be any buffaloes or anything like that, but not very often that you come across entire American nickel dumps like this, but maybe there will be a little goodie hidden within, maybe not, but let's take a quick gander through and see. Well, just a few rolls down, and these last couple rolls have been looking the same as that first roll I showed you there, where they are all US. They're all coming in these wrappers right here, and they have actually paid out. We found ourselves a pretty decent oldie here. So I've been going through just hoping. The oldest I found before this bad boy, I believe, was in 1962, but this is a nice 1951 Jefferson. I do not see a mint mark on there, and I'm not sure if that is going to be a D or a P by default, but it is so far, I believe, the oldest coin we have found in this hunt. A pretty decent, nice little Jefferson, and we got a few more to hunt through here. This is actually pretty fun, hunting through a bunch of US nickels. I've never really done this before, but I've gotten a little bit of hope. It'd be nice to get a buffalo or a silver war nickel. That'd be just lovely, but I'll definitely take this 51 for now, and let's keep searching through. Well, just finishing off that last roll I was just showing you, and it looks like we might have ourselves another decent one here. This is a 1957, so just meets the criteria. I ideally like to keep anything pre-1960 when it comes to American nickels. Flip it over there, and it looks like it has a D mint mark, so I'm not too sure the mintage on this. If you guys have any information, if you are one of my fellow American coin collector compatriots from down south, I would appreciate any info on any of these American nickels that I find, but another decent one to add to the board. Let's keep her going. Well, we just concluded the first portion of this hunt, those loose bundles, and we did get a few more finds to top it off. We got two more rabbit nickels. We got one 1961 12-edger, and we actually managed to pull one more 1957 D mint mark. So I don't know if this was some sort of strange American collection dump or something, but I'm not going to hold on to most of them because the borders are still closed for us Canadians, unfortunately. But I'm definitely going to hold on to the older ones pre-1960. And so far, not a bad hunt. I know I have that 1939. I'm going to save that for the very end, but I'm pretty sure I also have one 12-edger and one of the clear rolls in this box, but there's only one way to find out what kind of goodies will lie inside, and that is to start busting these rolls open. So let's get her going. Alrighty, guys, I'm about 13 rolls into this box now, and I think I may have just spotted something up ahead here. Let me get a little bit closer. Now, I don't know if you guys can make that out, but I can definitely make out what that is right there. Oh, no, look at that. It looks like we got a dime as well, so that is definitely going to be a plus for this roll. But look at this, guys. We got ourselves a round rim Georgie. So this isn't even going to be that 39 ender that we saw earlier. This is going to be another Georgie on its own. and 39 is a round rim as well. So I don't know what this is going to be. If I had to guess, I'm going to say a 41 or a 42 because those are fairly common for the round rim years. But let's flip it over and take a look. Wow, would you look at that, 1941. But we got ourselves a Georgie, guys, a round rim. These were only made for a few years up until the year 1942. So pretty rare to find. The only reason that they are a little easier to find, I would say, is because the round rims don't stick out as much. So there's a pretty good chance that your bank teller, or just your average old citizen, won't cherry pick these out of circulation as often because they don't have the 12 edgers. So they fit in pretty well with the rest of a roll when you're doing an edge check. But this is awesome, guys. We have that IND on there that they got rid of in 1948. Awesome. We have a Georgie. I'd say this hunt has pretty much been validated already. Anything else we find will be a bonus, but let's see if maybe we can top it off with another couple goodies. Well, we are at about a third of the way through this box right now, and we just found a pretty good modern key date. So this isn't going to be the one that I said I found on one of those enders, but it is going to be in 1991. So the mintage for this is right around 10 million. It is definitely a key date. Not as rare as the 1991 quarter. That is like a Hail Mary, Holy Grail find, but this is still a good one to keep. The 1970, the 1991, and the 2000p are the three modern key dates for nickels. So another good one to the board. I'm pretty stoked for this hunt. It's a pretty good one so far. We found lots of good finds. I'm surprised no 2000Ps yet, but maybe there'll be one line ahead in one of these rolls, or maybe we'll find hopefully another Georgie besides that ender, or something else cool like that. But let's keep her going and see if maybe we can get some more luck. Well, I was wondering when I might stumble upon that 1991 ender. I didn't even do an end check on this roll, so I just got to the end of it and I happened to stumble upon this right here. So I'll throw it with that other 91 I found a couple of rolls ago. All right, so we are about at the halfway mark, and I told you guys that there's a clear roll in here that I saw a few inners with 12 edgers. I see at least two, one right there. Maybe you guys can kind of see that, and another one right over there. And the thing about these 12 edgers is they look like they are in decent shape as well. A lot of the time they'll be pretty black and faded out and worn, but I thought the least I could do is try and pull them out for you guys, and maybe we will get lucky. Hopefully I can pull them out by the, let's see. Okay, it's going to be a young head. This is the way I wanted to do it. What year? Is it going to be a 1961? So usually when you find them with the nicer edges, they will be from the year 60 until 62. But a lot of the older George head years will be very dirty. But let's check this other one right here. I'm really hoping that maybe, just maybe, another young head. What year is this one going to be? 1955. Very nice. This is actually going to be a pretty awesome find. This is a key date, I believe, minted at 5,355,000. This is actually going to be a really good find, guys. Nice. And it's in fairly good condition. Not the greatest, a little bit of wear, but honestly, this is a great find, almost as good as that George head that we found earlier on, and we still have another one to go. Oh boy, man, I was really thinking that it was going to be nothing but 1960s in there from the look of the edges, but this is a nice one. Oh yeah, add it to the board. Well, it looks like we got ourselves a pretty promising looking roll here. We don't have too much left to go. I think about 10 rolls or so, but this looks like it has a little bit of promise for a collection dump roll. It's going to be the first 12 edger. A 1960 Younghead in pretty good shape. Let's see, I think we have at least 4 or 5 12 edgers in here. A 1962. Make sure to check all these 62s for doubling under the scope as I go along. All right, this looks a little more interesting. I'm guessing this is going to be a 53 or 54. 1953. Now, this does have a few varieties. It has a near and far leaf, and it has a shoulder fold, and no shoulder fold. So I'm going to throw this under the scope, and if I can, I will let you guys know what variation this is at some point. But let's see if we have anything else here. We have a 1961, another 62. Quite the smorgasbord. I'm going to guess this one is a 53 or 54 again. Looks like kind of a chrome finish. Another 53, so I'll check this one as well for those variations. 77 right there. Another 1960. So if this is a collection dump roll, it looks to mostly be 60s 12 edgers, but still not too bad. Well, we got a measly 5 rolls left to go, plus this roll that I told you I'd be saving for the last with that Georgie Ender 1939. But we do have some interesting finds here. We have our first 2000p of this hunt. Now I'm getting pretty good where I can kind of pick them apart right away now when I see them based on the finish. Now there are 2 variations for the year 2000, 2000p, 2000 no P. The P stands for multiply plated steel, and a lot of the time you will be able to tell them apart because they will have a much more mirror-like finish on them. So our first 2000p of this hunt, we have completed the trifecta and got all of the modern key date nickels. That is pretty awesome. And we are also going to have our first foreign find of this hunt, which is going to be a Republic of Cuba 10 pesos, 10 cents. Not exactly sure the denomination, but always cool to add a foreign coin to my collection. I did find a few 12 edgers in my last roll, but they were all 62s and 61s, so they weren't really worth tuning you guys in for. But these foreign coins are always pretty interesting. I can't really see the year because it's so small on there, but pretty nice. I'll add this to the board, and we'll keep her going and see if we can get to that Georgie roll soon. Well, here we are at that last roll. Like I always try and do with you guys, I try to save the best for last, and we have a 1939 ender on here. This hunt has been quite the undertaking. We found lots of good stuff. I can't wait to show you guys at the end all of the goodies we managed to accumulate, but I'm really hoping maybe, just maybe, there will be a collection dump in here. But what I'm going to do is open this roll up, take a quick look, and see what the edge check is looking like. And then if there isn't anything good, then I'll try and just skim along down to that ender and see what we got. But first, yep, I'm not seeing a whole lot of 12 edgers there. It looks like a whole lot of modern nickels. So maybe I'll just skip that and go right for the Georgie for now. Let's get a little bit closer for this for you guys. So we already know what year this bad boy is going to be. It is going to be a 1939. So the third year for the George the Sixth Nickels. It is a round rim to join that other 1941 round rim we found. Not too shabby, guys. It's not often that we get 2 round rim Georgies in a hunt. It's getting farther and fewer between these days. There's a lot of people coin roll hunting, and as glad as I am that the community has grown the way that it has, it makes it a little more difficult for me to be able to find good stuff because so many people are hunting and pulling all of the good stuff out of circulation, especially for nickels. But I'm glad that I found these couple of Georgies today and all of this good stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish going through the rest of this roll over here, see if there's anything else good. And then if not, I will wrap this hunt up for you guys. Well, guys, would you get a load at this epic haul that I scored today? Before I start breaking down all of these amazing finds, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up if you have not, and subscribe if you would like to see more coin roll hunting and coin collecting content just like this. And then let's show you guys some of these goods I managed to stack up today. So to start things off, we have that American penny we found. I believe it is from the 80s, and I don't think for this year there is any special variety. I know around this date that there is a wide and narrow AM variety or something like that. I'm not the most versed in American coins as opposed to Canadian, so if anyone has any suggestions or tips and you are from America or you're an American coin collector, always I appreciate them if you would let me know down in the comments. We also have our foreign find of this hunt, which is going to be a year 2000 Republic of Cuba 10 peso or 10 cent, whatever the denomination is they use in Cuba in the year 2000, but pretty sweet. We also managed to nab ourselves 3 2021 nickels. These are going to be the first ones that I have found in the wild so far. So one of them I will add to the book. A couple of them I will stack to the side because they are in pretty much MS condition. We also scored ourselves quite the haul of dimes today. We're going to have quite the profit, about 54 cents profit after the loss from this 1 penny. So not too bad there. Now, these are going to be the 1964s. We scored 2, so we came up pretty light on the round rim young heads. We got 2 1963s. I, of course, made sure to check the 64s for the extra water line, and we got nothing, nada. We got a huge score of 12 edge young heads here. We got 7 1962s. Now, I did check them under the microscope for doubling, and I did have one that looks somewhat promising. The 6 and the 2 are showing just a little bit of doubling. If I can pull up a video or a picture on screen to show you what I'm looking at, I will give you an example. And if you have any suggestions or input, I would appreciate it. But I have checked a lot of these 1962s and I have not found a whole lot of doubling, if I have found any at all. So I'm hoping one day maybe I will stumble upon one of those, but I'm going to keep checking for now. And we also got quite the hefty stack of 61 and 60 12 edge young heads as well. So this is going to be a great hunt for those. We managed to nab ourselves 3 bunny nickels. One of them has a really nice cameo. I believe it's that one right there in the middle, especially on the Queen's bust. So very nice little score there with the bunny nickels. Now these are all going to be consecutive year young heads. We got 2 1953s. I checked those under the scope for the near and far leaf and the shoulder fold, and one of them looks somewhat promising for the shoulder fold, but when the Queen's busts are always all scratched and damaged up, it can be a little hard to tell sometimes. So I'm probably going to put a picture or a video on the screen to show you guys maybe the difference between the two. But other than that, I'm still pretty stoked to pull a few first year young heads. We got 1 1955, which is a great find. And we got 2 1956s. These were both one roll apart from each other. So quite the little collection dump of 12 edge young heads today. And then these are going to be all the key dates that we found. We found 2 2000 Ps. So we did end up finding a couple of those later on. We got 2 1991s. And we got that 1 1970 that we found early on in the hunt. That 1970 is in very good condition, especially the reverse is almost MS state, I would say. And then we have quite the stack of old Jeffersons as well. I believe the oldest one is 1951. And then we have 2 1957s. I believe we found those both one roll apart from each other. So that was a little American collection dump we stumbled across. And then this right here, I'm not too sure what the deal with it is, but it has definitely been through some serious wear. It might have been a metal detecting find, but the year is 1958. Now I threw it on the scale and it comes up 4.9. And the other nickels, the 1957s, which are 1 year earlier, came up 2.2 grams heavier. So it could be from the weather and damage that it lost some of its weight. Or I was thinking it could have been on a planchette that it was not intended for, possibly a copper planchette. I'm going to hold on to it regardless because it is a 1958 and it is off weight a little bit and it has this really weird color that I don't see too often in old nickels. So if you guys have any input, let me know, but I'm going to hold on to this one faux show. And then let me take you guys to the finds of this hunt. We got Georgies in this hunt, guys. We got a 1939. We got a 1941. We knew this 1939 was going to be the ender for that last roll. And I'm glad we saved the best for last. That way we could end this hunt on a high note because there was nothing worse than hunting hundreds of dollars of nickels or quarters and not really finding much. But when you can find lots of good stuff like all of this right here, it really validates it. This was a great hunt. I am really stoked. I don't know what I'm going to hunt next. Probably some quarters. I definitely want to score me a couple of them new toonies eventually. If you guys have any suggestions on what you would like to see me hunt in the future, please let me know. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, everybody. Peace out and have a good one, y'all. In today's episode, we have a $200 nickel hunt for you guys. Now, I've been on a bit of a hiatus lately. I apologize greatly for that. I've been very busy at my new job, and I've been making some educational coin videos. If you would like to check out the most recent one, it'll be in the top corner right here. But we are back and better than ever. We got lots of nickels to hunt. I am very excited for this hunt. I've been skunked in my last couple of nickel hunts, so I'm really hoping some of these rolls will bear some good treasures. I'm going to be looking for 1970s, 1991s, 2000 Ps, proofs, specimens, anything before the year 1964, and maybe, just maybe, we can get lucky, and a few Georgies will be lying within here. But before I can start tearing into these rolls right here, I'd appreciate so much if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. And then, without further ado, what do you say we start busting into these rolls and see if we can get any luck today with the coin gods? So, what do you say we let this hunt begin? Alrighty, guys, we are just getting towards the halfway mark right now. I have 4 more rolls left to go in the first half of this hunt, and then we got 5 more bundles. So far, the most notable finds are 2 dimes. We got a Canadian and a US, nothing too special. We got one 1991, which is one of the definite key dates of nickels, minted at 10,931,000. That is definitely a good one to find. We already got ourselves 3 2000 Ps. Now, I found a couple of these actually in the same roll. I think 2 of them right next to each other. So that's a little interesting. I wonder if they have stayed together all these years out of the roll, or if they just somehow randomly made their way together. But still, 3 nice looking 2000 Ps. We got a little pile of 1980s, one 1996. I'm going to check under the scope for doubling for the 1980s. I'm going to check under the scope for an attached 6 variation for that one. And we also got ourselves 2 1964s so far. I made sure to check those for the extra waterline and a nothing nada. But what I'm actually tuning you guys in for right now is we got our first 12 edger of this hunt. It is going to be a 1960 young head. So it has been pretty dry so far in terms of the old stuff. We got some of these 2000 Ps, the 1991. We got our first 12 edger. I'm going to keep going along. Hopefully, maybe we can pull something a little older than this. If not, I'll take these low mintage key dates all day long. But let's keep going with this hunt, see if we can find any more goodies. Well, I have now started the second 50 rolls of this hunt, and we have our first decent find here. We have ourselves a bunny nickel. So this is going to be the first decent find of this hunt. That 1960 12 edger was pretty nice, but these are always nice to find. They're getting pretty far and few between. See, they are very distinguishable from the other nickels. They got a beaver on there, and this one has a rabbit. So usually, even if you're not a coin collector, if you are to find one of these, you are probably going to keep it. So these are getting very hard to find. I'm averaging about 1 or 2 per nickel hunt, so definitely a good one to add up to the board. We got a few more 1980s and 1996s to check, but other than that, this hunt isn't going too bad. Hopefully we can find something a little older, but only one way to find out. Alrighty, guys, just a few rolls down, and we have ourselves a pretty decent find here. This is a 1951 Jefferson nickel. So I don't see a mint mark anywhere on it. Usually, oh wait, there is a mint mark on it. That is an S mint mark. So we got ourselves a 1951 S Jefferson. That is actually a really awesome find. I mean, it'd be a lot better if it was a World War II silver war nickel, but this is still pretty old. I really like to keep anything before 1960 for US and Canadian. So this is an awesome find, especially the fact that it's an S mint mark. You don't find too many of those, especially here in Canada. So this may just be the find of the hunt, but I'm going to keep going along. Maybe there'll be some good other old stuff in this roll since we have this old US, but I shall put it up here with the other finds, and we shall keep going along. Just a little bit farther down in that same roll, and we have ourselves our first foreign find of this hunt. Now, I've seen pineapples on 5 cents many times, so I'm going to assume it is a Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This one is a 2005. Pretty cool little design on there. I don't know if I have actually found this design, if it's a commemorative or what, but pineapples must be pretty big over there in the Bahamas because they put them on a lot of their coins. But a pretty cool little find for this hunt. I always like finding foreign coins in these nickel hunts, but I shall throw it up on the board and let's keep this going. All right, guys, we have a little bit more than 2 bundles left to go, and I just found something that may be a super epic find here, guys. Now, this right here is definitely a frosted proof. Oh my God, look at that. And I am pretty sure 1998. I am pretty sure from the year 1996 and on, these frosted proofs would have had to come out of a double dollar set, which means this is actually a silver proof. Ah, man, I probably just scratched it up there, but oh well, what are you going to do? People are probably going to kill me for putting my fingerprints all over this, but who knows how long it's been in the wild for. Man, look at that toning on there. I would say this is definitely going to be a silver proof, guys. Oh my God, I think this is the first silver proof nickel I've found. I have found a few frosted proofs before, but man, look at this thing right here. That is beautiful. I love the busts on these frosted Canadian coins. Man, this has been a great hunt. We haven't found anything old, but we found a lot of good new stuff. I found a few more 2000 Ps. We got a whole lot of stuff to go over at the end of this video, but I'm really glad we found this to top this hunt off. Boom. Our silver streak has extended onto nickels, which I cannot believe, but I'm going to throw this up with my finds, keep this hunt going, and see if maybe we can top a little cherry on top of this bad boy right here. But oh my lordy, a hunt for the ages. Alrighty, you guys know the drill. I have concluded this hunt. Before I start breaking down some of these awesome finds, I would really appreciate just one more time if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you have not and you would like to see more content just like this. And then what do you say? I show you some of the goods we managed to accumulate today. To start things off, we managed to nab ourselves 4 dimes, 1 Roosevelt, 3 Canadian, so that is going to be a profit of 20 cents right there off the bat. We got ourselves 2 1991 key dates. Once again, the mintage for these 1991s is right around 10 million, so in terms of nickels and numismatic value, these are relatively low mintage. We got ourselves one nice little foreign find up here. We got ourselves the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, 5 cents. I found a few of these before, but not sure if I found this design. We got ourselves quite the hefty stack of 2000 Ps, 4 in this hunt. Some of my fellow Canadian coin roll hunters can't even manage to find one of these per hunt, so I'm going to count this as a bit of a blessing right here. They're all in relatively good shape as well, so won't complain about that. We managed to get ourselves 1 1967 Centennial Bunny Nickel. Always nice to find in the wilds of coin roll hunting. We only got 1 12-edger in this hunt, and it is going to be a 1960 Young Head. Not in the greatest shape, but I will definitely keep it and throw it in my massive pile of 1960 to 1962s. We managed to get ourselves 1 1963. We managed to nab 4 1964s. I made sure to check all of them for the extra water line, and they came up nothing, a nada. Now, for our good finds of this hunt, we got ourselves that 1951 Jefferson. It is an S mint mark. Now, I don't believe this is a crazy key date or super valuable, but when you're hunting coins in Canada, it's very rare to come across these old Jeffersons. I mean, what are the chances that an old Jefferson is going to make its way over the border and stay in circulation for all of these years without being cherry picked out? Not a very high chance, but definitely a good one to find. Definitely cool to see that S mint mark on there. And then I also found this right here towards the end of the hunt. This 1994 nickel is looking absolutely beautiful and uncirculated. I don't know if it came out of a proof-like set or a specimen set, if you guys want to leave your opinions down below, but it doesn't really get any better than this. I would honestly say this probably would be around an MS 65, maybe even MS 66 mark, because you don't find the 90s nickels looking like this too often. So that is an awesome find on its own. I made sure to flip it up as soon as I found it because it looks just so beautiful. Even the obverse there looking pretty mint. And then the find of this hunt is going to be this right here, which in my opinion is a sterling silver proof. I already did the silver ping ding test. It is super reflective. The edge stands out quite a bit more than your other nickels right there. You can see right here, the silver one, is super, super sharp. I'm surprised I didn't catch it on the edge check, but we managed to score ourselves silver in a nickel hunt. That is lightning in a bottle right there. If you guys want to let me know what your favorite find of this hunt was down in the comments, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I am super stoked for this nickel hunt. It has reinvigorated my coin roll hunting, and I'm going to definitely go out there and score some more quarters or nickels or dimes. If you want to let me know what you'd like to see more of down in the comments, I would also appreciate that. But I think that is going to pretty much do it for this one, guys. What a great hunt. This was a good comeback hunt for show. I hope you all enjoyed. But until the next one, everybody, peace out and have a good one, y'all.